All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? If I messed this name up, please don't get mad at me. Pusha T is performing at a festival called Camp Flogna. Alright, now during this festival, on the screen, during Pusha T's performance, actually, a graphic appeared. We obviously know that Pusha T is in a public beef with Drizzy Drake. We've seen them exchange diss records towards each other. We've seen Pusha T do an interview. We've seen Drake do an interview. They don't like each other, and the mutual in the midst of them not liking each other is Kanye West, all right? I don't believe Drake, and I hate using this word hate, but I don't believe Drake genuinely hates Pusha T. I just think he doesn't care for Pusha T at the moment because he was a big fan of Pusha T back in the day. I believe Drake genuinely hates Kanye West, but right now, Kanye West ain't in no rap battles. The lyrical guy going to war for him right now is Pusha T, and Pusha T is returning fire. And apparently he got inside information on Drake. We go back and forth, and there you have it. All right, that beef has been public for a few months now. Now, in the midst of this beef, like I said, we've seen lyrical spats, we've seen memes, we've seen invoices, we've seen all type of disrespect. People done brought each other's families into it. We brought a wife into it. It's been ugly, all right? We brought friends into it. But one thing Pusha T has not tried to bring into it is random people, okay? So Pusha T was performing at Camp Flogna, and during this concert, somebody put a graphic on the screen that works at the event saying, "Fuck Drake." Now, obviously, with a beef like this, a rap beef like this, if no one else is going to rap, you kind of want to dead it. Because one thing Pusha T said in his interview with Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast was like, yo, I'm done with this. I don't want to even talk about this anymore. The only reason why I'm doing this interview is because Drake went and did an interview with LeBron James and Mav Carter. All right? So it would be hypocritical for Pusha T to randomly, when him and Drake are not even beefing, it would be hypocritical for Pusha T to randomly be performing in front of a fuck Drake sign. All right? And that wasn't the case. Push claims he knew nothing about this sign. As a matter of fact, he hopped on his social media to explain himself. He said, "Corny ass tech dude fucking with my screens at Camp Flogna. I speak for myself, and all of you know how I make my statements. Dissing anybody on screen isn't part of my show. Otherwise, great festival. Thanks, Tyler, the creator, for having me out." Now, people are looking at this one of two ways. I think most people out there are thinking, okay, Pusha T, he's shown us in the past when he wants to get at a nigga, he's going to rap at him. Like Pusha T and Remy Ma have made it clear. When they want to say something about a person, they're going to rap. All right? When they want to get something off their chest, they're going to rap. So if you're reading Pusha T's tweets, he's pretty much explaining to you guys in so many words. If I were going to send another diss to Drake, it would be in a form of a song. I wouldn't do it on stage. That's corny. I mean, it looks like Drake has moved on. It looks like Push has moved on. It looks like we're not getting any more music out of this. It's one of them things where you look at it like, okay, maybe it's just best for both parties to go their own ways and not cross paths with each other. And I think that's what Pusha T, the point he's trying to make. He don't want it out there like, yo, I'm still trying to keep this beef going and trying to spark attention off this beat and get clout off this beef. So he's like, yo, that wasn't, y'all know me. I would have just said fuck Drake if I wanted to say it at a show. I wouldn't have did it on no graphic on the screen because that looks planned, contrived, that looks corny, right? Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate real quick. The few people who are like, I don't believe Pusha T are probably thinking this. I believe the reason why Pusha T has had the one up on Drake was for two reasons. First off, I think Drake's been focusing his attention on Kanye West too much and not the guy he was rapping against. And Pusha T was giving it to him lyrically, and Pusha T was focused on Drake, and Drake was focused on Kanye first, then Pusha T second. All right, so I think Drake's focus level was off, and I also believe one reason why Drake has lost that diss battle, or beef battle, whatever you want to call it, is because Pusha T has been one up on Drake every time something has happened. All right, we got the diss from Push on Infrared, and then we got the W freestyle from Drake. But right after the W freestyle from Drake, we got the story of Adidon, and Pusha T was super clever. He did his homework, his research. He got the blackface meme that made Drake have to come out on his Instagram and make a statement. We never see Drake make statements about anything. He had to make that on his Insta story. He had to address the blackface. It was getting so crazy for him. People was calling him a racist, right? And in regards to the stuff he knew about 40, in regards to what Pusha T knew about 40, he did his homework. And he went on Joe's podcast after Drake just knew Kanye West was the guy who leaked the information to Pusha T about him having a child and him sleeping with an escort reportedly. The thing that Pusha T did so strategically was, whether it was true or not, he told Joe Budden on the podcast, he was like, yo, I got the information from 40. It was via a chick that 40 was sleeping with that we got in common. Whether that's true or not, it just creates this extra level of uncertainty between Drake and his crew, his friend 40. And it's ironic, right? You're mad over what I said about your friend, but ironically, I got the information through your friend Pillow talking to a chick about you. So we've seen Pusha T possibly play this mind game to perfection. He's playing chess, and for the first time, we've seen Drake possibly be playing checkers, right? So there are a lot of people out there saying maybe Pusha T is smart enough to know that this would, I don't know, create some headlines for himself. He's never struck me as a corny nigga for headlines. He ain't never did it in his career before this. Or maybe, I don't know, he wanted to send another shot in the direction of Drake to bait Drake into another diss record. Who knows, man? I can tell you this, musically, after that story of Adidon, Pusha T was as relevant musically as he had been in the last decade. I don't care what nobody else say. All right, so I don't know, maybe he wanted that smoke. I doubt it. I would tend to believe the first of the two is true, and that Pusha T generally knew nothing about it. If he had something to say about Drake, it would come in another diss record. He said it was going to be a surgical summer, so I believe he's got at least 3 or 4 story of Adidons in the tuck. And I find it hard to believe he would stoop that low to a graphic. I believe somebody at this show that looked like it was curated from Tyler Creator. I don't know a lot about it, but I find it hard to believe Pusha T would have a graphic created screaming "fuck Drake." It does, to me, put out something in the atmosphere that sometimes I don't like about our culture. We get into these public rap battles, right? And then you got people capitalizing on us. So I'm sure Pusha T last night looked in the mirror and was like, yo, damn, this is kind of corny that people think that it's cool to like play with something that could be real. If, you know, and I don't think Pusha T and Drake are going to fight, but Drake in that interview with LeBron and Mav, he was talking about fighting Push. He was like he was on site with Push, you know. And I do think Push, he's a smart dude. I'm sure he was like last night thinking to himself like, damn, you got people treating our real feud or something that we're really going through as just straight entertainment and like almost playing with us, making us feel like action figures to a degree. I don't like that about the culture. It's the rap battles are cool, but when you got people thinking it's dope to make graphics that you ain't even approve at a concert when you're performing for them, that's a different level of comfort. Somebody felt comfortable enough thinking Pusha T would be cool with the fuck Drake. You know, it's the new norm at shows nowadays is for fans to write or fans to say during the artist set, right? Like let's say Trippie Redd is performing. There are going to be some fans that say fuck Tekashi 6ix9ine or vice versa, right? I do think that has become the new cool norm when the fans know damn well if the other artist was present on that bill, they would not be saying fuck that artist. They do it as a gassing mechanism, and to a degree it's like treating rappers like action figures, and I don't like that. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. What y'all think though? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. Y'all believe Pusha or not? I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they you are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.